YouTubers. What's up, you guys? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. So, how are you guys today on this beautiful Thursday already? Oh my goodness. This week has did the Superman on you. And I said Superman because, and you see my little sidekick here. Hey, boo boo. Hey, boo boo. My little sidekick here in the building. Yeah, hanging out with me. Hey, boo boo. He's such a spoiled baby. He thinks he's a spoiled baby, and his birthday was yesterday. So yeah, you guys. Anyway, so I've been working hard, but I wanted to get on this YouTube and talk about this Royce Reed, who has been added, Kevin Wesley, and Superman, aka Dwight Howard, right? Excuse me. So let's get into the mess, you guys. I'm here for the mess, okay? Y'all know I'm with the mess. I want to know. I'm nosy. I want to know. So there's a YouTuber named Nyla's True Crime Corner, and she has posted the. I feel like something in my nose. It's not. She has posted the Instagram page from Royce, who was also on the call with Kai and the groundsman. So if you've been paying attention, if you've been following Royce Reed, who is Dwight Howard's baby mama, she has been posting these confessions. It reminds me of the Tisa. Was it Tissa? Tissa? You know, the girl who was telling us about the guy who pretty much played her and scammed her, you know. But it kind of reminds me of those that little diary session she did on TikTok, which did inspire me to tell my story, but I never did do anything with it. But anyway, Royce did. Okay, she did it on Instagram. She talked about how being involved with Dwight Howard, the basketball player, has, you know, just made her life a living he double hockey sticks. So she says that, you know, he's put her in and out of court, pulled her in and out of court. There's been a situation with her son where the son was involved in something with the kid. And I believe the son was young at the time too, but they're thinking it was something like a essay. And I believe Royce got in trouble for it. But Royce is saying that when the child that she shares with Dwight was being raised or cared for at Dwight's house, the nanny, Royce believes, was messing with the child, and Dwight never did anything about it. Now, the nanny went away, and Royce believes that Dwight maybe have paid the nanny to go away. So think about that. Why would Dwight need to pay a nanny who is essaying a child to go away? Unless he has something to do with it. I don't know. These celebrities are into some very serious, crazy, weird things. And it doesn't make sense to us regular folks because we're not a part of that. So we don't know. But okay, Royce did make some claims. She was saying that it was a very colorful crowd that was at the party during the quarantine. Dwayne Howard invited her to, and she said that he was hanging out with this Kevin Wesley guy. So I don't follow Royce on Instagram or anything, but I remember seeing all this come up on YouTube, and then of course I had to follow it because it's tea. Okay, it's tea, and I'm with the tea. Okay, I like the tea. So you guys, so Royce has did an interview, or I guess just like a session or talk session, just to try to bring some certain people together and talk about what their experience was during that quarantine party that she spoke of and said it was a lot of rugs on the table, different rugs of your choice or their choice, and peanut butter. I still don't know what the hell that peanut butter means. What does that mean? I don't know. Somebody needs to answer this for me. If you know, let me know in the comment section. Please subscribe to this channel, you guys, and hit that thumbs up button, okay? Let's get into it. I wanted to pretty much put it out here, okay? I wanted to run back that clip of Royce, supposedly Dwight Howard's friend. I'm assuming former friend. Kai, or what's his name? Not Kai. I'm thinking about that little YouTube guy. Whatever. Anyway, his name come up in here. And then the guy who Royce was saying was the groundskeeper. But I think she probably was trying to protect his identity. So she didn't want to say his name and give out his information, which makes sense. You don't want to put people business out here and get them involved in your mess, unless they are aware and are in agreement with the information getting out. So I guess they all came together to talk about what they saw during the attendance at that party during quarantine. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna play the video clip here. It's about 30 minutes long, a little more than that, but and of course, I'm getting over this whole sinus thing. It is getting a whole lot better. I've been coughing up a lot of that cold and getting it up out of my system. And I've been able to breathe a whole lot better. As you guys could tell, I still have that darkness there from blowing my nose so much. And the tissue. And I use the Kleenex with lotion. So I guess, I don't know. Maybe I was overdoing it, but whatever. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it because I'm excited to find out what exactly they're talking about. So let me speak real quick on this matter. So there's a guy named Kevin Wesley. He's been all on YouTube for years that I know of. I've seen him on YouTube before. He always talks about being in a polygamy relationship, having multiple women, and how they're able, him and his women are able to have a successful lifestyle, I guess, in the polygamy arena. It kind of reminds me of the one who got in trouble with the 14-year-old. What was his name, you guys? Oh my goodness. Dog is coming to me. It's coming to me. Start with a P. I don't know why I'm thinking Pew. Who is he? What is that guy name? How am I gonna find him? He was actually supposed to be the mentor for Meta. Let me see. The basketball player. Let's see. Meta Artiste. Let's see here. What's his name? Meta World Peace. That guy, he was a basketball player. He had a mentor who was polygamist as well. He was a polygamous guy, and he ended up getting in trouble with the law because one of the women he was messing with had a teenager. And for some reason, I didn't really follow the case, but because it just got real weird and I didn't care for him or this whole polygamy thing. I think it's real weird to me. It's strange to me when a lot of guys talk about being with a lot of different women, talk about being in a polygamous relationship, because it just makes me curious. Like, why do you need to have so many? Or why do you need to have multiple women? So they're saying this is the African tradition that a lot of men are gravitating towards, having multiple women and they all living in one house. See, that's what I'm not going to do. Okay? I'm Me, I'm not going to do that with you. All right? We're not going to be living up in the house and we all putting our monies together to buy food and pay bills and stuff. No, 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 I'm not about to do that. Now, what I might do, okay, is if you want to contribute to my house that I have separate from all y'all and all that mess, then we could do that. Maybe, okay, depending on who you are and how you are. So I believe Royce got kind of, it seems like allegedly Royce may have been approached from Dwight Howard with maybe a polygamous relationship. And I think she was kind of willing to do that. But I guess probably what happened was her son was involved in a whole bunch of stuff and he was seeing a lot of stuff. And, it was a lot of rugs around. And that's dangerous all by itself when you get people all on that street medication, and then they all buck wild and you can't control them. But yeah, I don't believe in that. I feel like, to me, in my mind, I'm thinking, this is what I know. Women mature faster than men. Women are also, and this is scientific. It's not me. I didn't make this up. I didn't create this, but it's known. It's a known fact that women mature faster than men. I'm not going to say we're smarter than men. I'm not saying that. I'm just thinking, operating out of your lower energy like that, just wanting to have people for sexual purposes, how is that going to help you in this type of world? Okay, I could see if we were all in the Garden of Eden, and nothing mattered but populating the earth. Maybe, okay, then maybe, it would make sense that a person would have multiple people to mate with, excuse me, to mate with and populate the earth with. But other than that, no, I don't see the reason for a person to have so many different people in this day and age, okay? A lot of people carry diseases, pass diseases around. And I don't like the whole fluid thing. I think it should be some discipline there when it comes to a man and woman, or man, woman, whatever. I don't feel like you should be all fluent, just having sex with everyone, because something's going to happen. Not only will someone get hurt, but some things are going to happen. Okay, people catch things. All right, people spread things, and that just seems dangerous to me. But who am I? Anyway, so I think it's also crazy to me that these basketball players, they always seem to attach themselves to some type of guru. Some type of young dude that's supposed to have some answers for them and make them feel confident in doing a whole bunch of sexual things, because that's what we've seen. That's what we hear about a lot. Some of these basketball players, football players, and things will have like a permanent. Prince, what are you doing? We'll have like a wife or something, and then we don't pretty much hear too much about the things that they do, which I feel like is private. But when you out here have a whole bunch of women and then you messing with men also, that's not safe for us. It's not safe for none of us, okay? Because you're going in the anus and then turning around going into the vagina, and we all know that's not right. And I do know that, I believe everyone has a G-spot in their anus, okay? But at the same time, if you're going to be exploring in that hole, then stay with that group, are people, right? Like if you're a guy and you're doing that with a woman, maybe just do it with that woman, because when you venture out and take that phallus and you put that phallus into a different woman's vagina, you could cause infections. You can cause all types of problems down there for that woman. And then that woman, if she's messing around with different men, then he can get those infections and possibly even STDs. And next thing you know, somebody's real sick and they're not even telling nobody. So, come on now. Let's be real, okay? That's not cool. That's not the thing to do. And I just, that's me. Okay. But anyway, so Meta World Peace, I'm trying to see who his guru was. Let's see here. Polite. It just came to me. Polite. So yeah, so Polite was supposed to be, I put Meta Polite. Let's see here. Polite was his guru, but Polite had multiple women. He was the polygamist. Polite. He kind of reminds me of Polite guru. Let me see. Meta World Peace guru. I'm operating on one hand here to type. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys. Polite. It's not showing me Polite. What was his name? His name was something Polite. Just that makes me think about Meta World Peace. But we're going to get into it, you guys. Let's see here. Polite. I forgot his full name, but Polite, he got charged with essay of a minor. I hope this doesn't look bad on my Google. I'm just Brother Polite. Okay, let's see here. Brother Polite, that's who he was. A guy from New York. Let's see here. So this pulled up, I guess, the judge who handled the case. So let me see if I can pull up like a picture so I can show you guys who I'm talking about. So I'm bringing him up because it seems like these basketball players, they get attached somehow to these gurus or these guys who always say that they're in a polygamy relationship, and I guess they can like mentor them, because Meta World Peace said that he changed his name because of Brother Polite. He said that Brother Polite was his guru. He was, I want to say, his muse. Okay, but here he goes. Oh, that's a bad picture. So this is Brother Polite here, and he looks just like that. Yes, he does. That's him. Okay, so he's from New York, but he supposedly made a whole bunch of money somehow. It was real strange how he was actually making his money. So, Prince. So Brother Polite's from New York. He, I guess his finances increased, so he ended up moving to California. And you guys know California is very expensive. He was driving like a Rolls Royce. He supposedly had this mansion and about 3 women that he was living with. One was his wife, and then there was 2 other women there. And I'm not sure, one of those women had a 13, 14-year-old girl, somewhere around there she was. And Polite said that he was taking that girl to get ice cream, something. I don't know, something like that. I'm trying to recall the story. But he was taking that girl somewhere, and it was supposed to be somewhere, kid friendly. But he ended up taking her supposedly, allegedly, to a club and then to a hotel. Something happened there. She told her mom something. Next thing you know, Brother Polite was being sued. Well, not sued. I think a case happened. A case was filed, and I believe the judge gave him 7 years. Let's see here.
Good morning, I'm Nicole Garcia, on behalf of the state court. I apologize, I had a couple of calendars this morning.
That's fine. Let me get to the page. 27M. Okay.
So he's quarantining with the mask on. Huh.
And my partner, Betty Ross, is also present on behalf of Mr. Nowak, and Mr. Nowak is present via Zoom as well.
Morning, Judge.
All right. What is this on for? It says motion to increase bond.
Yes, Judge, I did not file a motion. So what happened in this case, Your Honor, is that this is a media case. He was arrested for punishable by life crimes. He should have been held no bond. However, this is one of those charges where the PBL comes in at the very end of the charge, and I think the clerk's office made an error, allowed him to bond out prior to seeing a bond appearance, or prior to going to bond hearing. Somehow I think he was given standard bond of $21,000, $10,000 on count 1 and count 2, and then $1,000 on count 3, Judge. My issue, Judge, is that there's no stay-away order on the case yet. That's why Your Honor asked the defendant to be present. I also am very concerned that the defendant has been essentially...
This loophole is crazy. I got my car insurance down to $30 a month. Everybody knows you can buy...
Okay, I like Trey King. Y'all check out the Trey King show on YouTube. So he covered the mess. Let's get into it.
Police arrested Nowak this week for alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl in a hotel room in February. Police say the alleged victim was the daughter of a woman he was romantically linked.
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again to hit y'all in a video. Hope y'all having a very great day. Hope y'all had a very great weekend also.
Y'all check out Trey King show on YouTube.
Trey King show family. And much love to each and every last one of you all. And you all, we have an update to a story that I did a while back about Brother Polite, yes, and those serious allegations that was opposing Brother Polite. But Brother Polite went to court last week, and yes, he was sentenced to 7 years in prison for his alleged crime.
Oh, wow.
Now, I told you all back in July the 10th, when I first did this video, that most likely Brother Polite will be taking a plea bargain. And he definitely took a plea bargain. But that's not the most concerning thing. Even though Brother Polite pled guilty in court by his own merit, he wanted to come out on Instagram and basically tell the people that, look, all his sex charges was dropped, even though he's still going to prison for sex charges. In that wasn't no semen found on the victim, even though the serologist, and a serologist is the person who performed these semen analysis, even though the serologist stated otherwise, that yes, it was semen found.
Oh my goodness. You guys, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that semen was found on the victim, which was an underage girl. I believe she was like 13 or 14 years old. I didn't even, I missed that part. Okay. I thought it was just a matter of him battling this girl in court and her mom, because the mom like flipped. She was like, no, no, what you're not going to do, okay, is take advantage of my daughter, which I'm glad she had the nerve or the courage to even step up to this guy, because, you know, he reminds me of the other guy. I don't know where these guys come from. Like, I think it's a part of, you know, they see the opportunity to make some money, to get money from these celebrities who already have money. The other guy, I believe he got locked up as well. What was his name? I'll figure that out. But yeah, I just want to let y'all know who this Brother Polite guy is, and then who Kevin Wesley is, and also the other guy that I can't remember But I know the other guy, he was Nature Boy. Nature Boy. I don't know what it is about these men that these celebrities attract. They attach themselves to these guys, and then salacious stuff end up happening. But yes, y'all, let's listen to this. I'm not going to play too much of it because that's not really what this live is about. But I wanted to let y'all know this happens a lot. And it's a lot of these guys who consider themselves gurus because they could get women. I mean, what? Okay. And poor women, they probably just need a place to stay. So, they attach themselves to these guys and then have to be involved in all these actual relationships just to keep a place to stay. But a lot of times these guys are undercover, or I guess undercover to the world, probably not undercover to the women, but they actually like men. But anyway, let's just get to know who Polite is real quick if you don't know.
Instagram, just like he used to do before all this took place, basically trying to, make himself look good, even though a lot of people are definitely calling him out. And good thing that you people are definitely calling him out on this. But you have to ask yourself, first of all, how and why did you get caught up in this mess? And why did you allow this to happen to you? And sir, also, know when to hush and know when to just fold them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to know when to sit down. And now for those who don't know the backstory about Brother Polite and these allegations, Brother Polite was a popular social media influencer, one of these pro-black type guys out of New York with Sinella. And his message was very good at first, even though he lost his way. And this is what happened when you lose your way, because if you would have came out the way you would have came out when you first came out on YouTube with Sinella, chances are you may not even be in trouble till this day. But Brother Polite rose to social media fame with Sinella, along with the conscious black community in New York, even though a lot of that kind of died down by now. But what's even sad about that whole episode was the moment that he got a little money, that's when he wanted to dish to black people. And then, of course, he wanted to go be with the white folks. And nothing wrong with doing that. But at the same time, how can you be pro-black and talk about black empowerment when you abandon your people? Next thing you know, we see you on social media taking pictures with white women and also white celebrities. And once again, no offense to anybody white out there, I'm just making a point. So you can see clearly when his brother got some money, he just told the people to hell with them. So, you cannot take people like this too seriously. But anyway, what allegedly took place in Florida back in 2021 was Brother Polite had a girlfriend, and that girlfriend was said to have a daughter, a 14-year-old daughter. Now, it's two different stories that was being told. The first story was that Brother Polite took the girl to the club, and the club was closed. In some kind of way, the 14-year-old girl wound up back at Brother Polite motel room around 2 a.m. And the girl was said to be drugged and also very drunk and intoxicated, and she passed out. And when she woke up, there were semen stains on her. Now, one story was reported that it was in her mouth. Another story was reported that the semen stain was on her shirt. Now, Brother Polite also said that, look, in his Instagram post that he just did a couple of days ago, and you all should go check it out also. Just listen to, more of what he got to say. We're not even going to call it a lie, because I'm going to let you make your own assumption. But anyway, he had the nerve to say on his Instagram video that it wasn't no semen stains found, even though he had to submit his DNA back, I think back in 2021, as you all see at the bottom. He had to submit his DNA, and also the serologist, the person who does semen analysis, stated there was semen stains found on his 14-year-old girl. So remember, the first story said that Brother Polite took the 14-year-old girl to the club with the mom's permission, even though the mom totally denied that.
Yeah.
Now, there's a second story going around where they say that the mom and daughter was having problems, and he wanted to go downstairs and talk to the daughter about her mom and how good of a mom that she had, and basically some things took place there. Now, those are two different stories. But anyway, I'm going to ask you all this before I dig deeper into the story. What person in their right mind pleads guilty to a sex charge and end up getting 7 years in prison, 10 years probation, and also a $25,000 restitutional fine if they're not guilty? And let me ask you good people this right here. Would you take a plea deal on something that you didn't do, especially something involving a sex offense? And I want you all to think about this also. What social media person in their right mind who is a public figure, got a name for themselves, is going to take a plea deal like this unless they're guilty? Now, I'm not saying that he's guilty, but I'm asking you what person would do that unless they're guilty. Now, he wants you all to believe that those sex charges were dropped, but at the same time, think about this, family. He is still going to prison for sex charges. So once again, ask yourself, how can a man be going to prison for sex crimes if those sex charges was dropped? Because
So yeah, you guys, I didn't want to play all of that, but it's pretty much, I was kind of pretty much on point with my memory about what happened with Brother Polite. But I'm saying this and I'm showing you guys this because it seems like this is something they do. You know, these young men, because they're not even that young. Like, I'm not sure how old Polite is. I don't know his real name or whatever. Anyway, he didn't look that old. And then Nature Boy, and then this Kevin Wesley guy. So I'm going to get to him. He's the icing on the cake. So I'm going to get to him last. But yeah, so there's this guy called Nature Boy. He's locked up now as well. So he had a whole cult going, okay? He had male and female that was a part of his organization. Well, not organization, his cult. Pretty much. Let me see if I can find someone who could tell it. Okay, he lost a lot of weight. Let's see here.
I love Monday.com.
What's Monday.com?
You don't know Monday.com? This is Monday.com.
An alleged cult leader will now spend the rest of his life in prison after a jury found him guilty Friday on all counts, including rape. Elijah Bishop, also known as Nature Boy, was on trial for rape, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of sharing sexually explicit content on social media. Prosecutors say the crimes happened while he was a leader of a cult called Carbon Nation. Bishop spoke to the courtroom right after his sentencing once victims read their impact statements.
Is there anything
My
else?
heart, like it's a feather. I promise you I love you and I'm still here. I ain't miss one way. I see what y'all doing and I want you to know I forgive you. And I'll see y'all in the end.
The DeKalb County judge issued the maximum sentence, sending Bishop to prison for life, plus 10 years without the possibility of parole.
What? This is crazy. So, I believe Velvet was his main chick, allegedly. They were part of the Carbon Nation group or cult, they're calling it. And also the guy here, he was the guy that was with Jaguar Wright, if you guys remember. He was with Jaguar Wright and her husband, or her ex-husband. I'm not sure if they're divorced now. But, and then Jaguar Wright got into it with the husband, and she pretty much, like, threw her deceased son's ashes and spread them all over her face or something. She did something real weird there, but a lot of people were saying it was because of this guy here. I forgot his name, but he was also in that cult with Nature Boy. But it's been rumored that in that cult, Nature Boy, he was the main leader. He had all the different women, and it's rumored that he was messing with the men as well. So yeah, so I'm just saying this to say that I'm sensing a pattern here with these so-called gurus. But a lot of these women would like flock to him somehow, and then they were pretty much, so they say, live off the land. But it came out that they were actually involved in some scamming stuff. Some of the girls who had children allegedly were on like food stamps and welfare and stuff like that. So real crazy. So that's why I was like, no, I'm not about to be a part of any type of situation like that. And then I got to get on food stamps and share my food with everybody in the house. We're not about to do that, okay? No, we're not. So, yeah, but these guys, I don't know, like, how they just think to do this as an occupation. But these guys are doing this as an occupation, okay? So I showed you guys Nature Boy, Brother Polite, and now I'm going to show you guys Kevin Wesley. Now, Kevin Wesley is very handsome, and Nature Boy is very handsome too. Just to be honest, I mean, I'm a woman, so, appearances stick out to me, just like if you was a guy and, you see a beautiful woman, I'm sure she's going to stick out to you also, right? So let's see here. So Kevin Wesley, he's all on YouTube, and he's also this one of these polygamy guys. Let's see here what someone has to say about him. But he has a whole bunch of women, or I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 women that I guess he supports. Hopefully, child. Hopefully they ain't up there chipping in their funds to support this mess. Okay, but let's just see what somebody has to say here about this Kevin Wesley guy.
That's why I'm scared. Let's talk about the Bible. Okay. So I'm sorry. I had to get that off my chest. I'm gonna calm down now. We're gonna talk like men. I just want to know why you scared of me. But now let's go. Let's be men. Okay. I love you, bro. Why do you believe in the Bible? Why do I believe in the Bible? Because the same reason why I believe in myself. These questions are easy, chump. Your method is not about to work. I'm about to take you to and drown. Right now we have almost 400 people. Before we start, we have almost 400 people. Do you have your How do you demonstrate that? Listen, I'm just gonna hang up if you do this, man. No, so what? I'm not a chump. I just want an honest conversation. I just want an honest conversation. Okay? I don't give a damn.
Okay, let's see here. Let's hear what Kevin has to say. Look at him. He thinks he is something, you guys. Like, so the lady Nyla, whose video we're going to view in a little bit here, she said that Kevin was a he was a pastor, preacher. I don't know what the difference between a pastor, preacher, whatever. So she said that he was a pastor. Now he's turned a polygamist, and he has this whole what people are saying could be cultish type ways. But I'm just want y'all to get to see these people and see where I'm going here. So let's just listen to this guy. But again, this is Kevin Wesley. He is the guy who Royce Reed mentioned that he was at the house with Dwight Howard. And in the video I'm going to show you guys, the 2 people that's on the video with Royce, they're all saying that this was one, I'll say, of Dwight Howard's men, one of his boos. So yeah, I just want y'all to see and understand, because everybody doesn't know who these people are. So let's get into it. I bet he does a whole lot of blowing. Is this a joke? Let me see when this came out. So this was 10 days ago. This is on Kevin Wesley, the Truth Factor site. Let's get past this, child. I'm done with all this.
Pedophilia, okay? I don't believe they should be able to be back in society. You harmed a child. You harmed an individual, no matter what age they were. I think that comes from somewhere in.
I think that's interesting that he is saying that, because, you know, Royce has spoke on the fact that her child has been essayed allegedly. And she said that it was the nanny, but I believe it was Dwight Howard because of some nefarious type of things that he is involved into. But let's just get back to it. This is supposed to be allegedly Wesley, Kevin Wesley, people are saying this is actually Dwight Howard's one of his boo things.
Colonel. So I believe that they should be separate from society. We got to put our foot down somewhere. Some people deserve to be excommunicated. However, I'm not God. I don't get to decide what everyone else does. I don't get to decide who people rock with. Any of that, right? So this is why you guys haven't saw me make a big deal out of this thing, okay? I don't believe they should be able to procreate. They harm someone else's child in this lifetime, they shouldn't be able to have them. But I'm not God. You understand? I'm not God. But I believe if you harm someone else's child, man, you shouldn't have those rights. You harm somebody's child, man. I have children. Y'all do. Many of you guys know what it feels like for this to happen to y'all, okay?
Let me fast forward here.
A lot of videos I could make, but I want to come out and start because they mad at him. It's to be a whole thing. The only reason this brother was important to me is because he was over there on that other side. And you don't and you don't represent, you don't work with nobody like that, period.
Let's see here.
HoneyBook completely changed how I do business.
Sorry about that, you guys.
It's a fact.
Rise and shine, family. Many of you guys always ask, where's Jamie or where's Lacey when you see me in a photo individually with Jamie or Lacey? Often you guys assume that Jamie or Lacey, whoever's not in the camera, is taking the photos. Well, I want to introduce you guys to something, okay? This, my friends, is called a tripod. This nifty three-legged design, which is why they gave it the name tripod, it offers an amazing opportunity for you guys to be able to take photos of yourself, capture your amazing moments without the actual photographer itself. It actually allows you to set a timer on your phone and you can get away and make your own poses. You can do video, you can do photo, all these nifty things. If you look at it, it's really lightweight. See, it's compactable, folds up, it can slide into your car, your closet, and be easily put away. You just bring it back out, set it right back up again. You can set your tripod up and be able to go again. And you don't actually need another person holding the phone. A lot of you guys don't really know about that, so I wanted to show you guys this. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them in many different places. We get ours on Amazon and things like that, but you can get yours anywhere, okay? Hopefully you guys go get your tripods. Let me know how yours is working for you. I think they just came out and hit the market because many people don't know about them, but we've been using them for a few years. For a few years now. But I say y'all need to get this tripod as soon as possible, okay? It's amazing. I'm sure you will love it, okay? Hit us up when you get it. Type in a code, RISE, and you should get a discount on that tripod. Don't quote me on it. Get your tripods today, family.
Oh my goodness, this man is funny. You can't tell him he isn't the ish. Okay? Let's see what he got to say.
Peace to you, Thea. Peace to you, Caramel Judy. Peace to your chosen home creation. Peace to your life with Keith. TA, peace to you. Welcome in, welcome in. I'll give it a moment. I don't know if you'll ever get to the bottom of lies because they seem to be never ending. But what you can do
So he has real bad audio
so much that they lose
because
credibility.
he's riding.
You no longer have to worry about what they say. And I really got to that point. For those of you who worried, I'm not tripping. Last night was no big deal. There, in fact, was no plot against that man to harm him in any way. It was just people experimenting with shrooms.
So he's speaking on what we'll get into the video, but I didn't even realize he did a response to what the guy was saying. Maybe I should get back to this later. So I'm gonna do that, okay? We're gonna watch the video with Nyla, so you guys can get a full understanding here. So yeah, let's start again. This is on Nyla's channel. You guys, please check her videos out. She does a lot of stuff, great work on her YouTube channel. And hi, Nyla, if you ever watching. Here we go.
Lewis was the groundskeeper. Lewis. Lewis! Oh my God.
And the video quality is very bad, I guess because they're on Instagram or one of those sites. But so the quality is not bad on my part. It's just the bad video. So it's not me, it's the video. It's iffy.
Oh man, he said no. Damn.
Well, no. And that's fine. Yeah. That's fine, Royce. Because check this out. Everything happens in time. It might not be his time to speak.
Yeah.
It might not be his time to speak, okay?
I said I could add him. Hold on.
Who? Kevin Wesley? See?
He done started some shit.
Kevin Wesley, you should shut up.
Yeah.
You got too many skeletons to be out here so loud.
Ooh. Not too many skeletons.
No, Lewis, but this might be interesting.
What's up? What up? You crazy.
Oh my God.
What's happening with you, Lewis?
What's up? I've been listening to y'all. I've just been adding facts into the comments. Okay. I'm not really going to speak too much. I can't really say too much, but
it's all good.
I'm just backing up what y'all saying.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And I'm sorry for calling you the groundskeeper.
It's all good. It's all, I was doing everything there. I was doing everything on that property. Like I had like 4 or 5 positions. So
no, but Lewis, he said he was.
Yeah,
talking about Kevin Wesley.
Quite a few women that were there that he was saying he was the property manager, but he didn't work there. He didn't do no work. He wasn't getting paid. He was just chilling. Like all he did was chill there, and then nobody want him there. Nobody, except Superman. That's it. We didn't know why he was there, but he was there. And everything you saying is facts. He was a snake. Like he talked about me. He tried to get me fired multiple times. So I'm just here to back up what y'all saying.
Wow.
But one thing that y'all misspoke, that you can get out the gate. You can get out the gate. You can't walk out the gate. It has a sensor on it. So if you have a car, you could drive out the gate. And there was some side gates that you could get out that you could walk out of. But yeah, you're right in the sense that you couldn't walk out of that main gate, but it's automatic. It opens by itself if you.
Man, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
You were walking though. You were walking.
Yeah.
And
no,
I had to deal with.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and then I had to deal with the police when you called them. Like they was at the gate. It was and that was early in the morning.
Yep.
I don't remember what time it was. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It was about 6 or 7. It was about almost 7 o'clock.
Right.
They said I called about 6:38. At 6:41, I think they was there. So
that's what I dealt with.
That's
what I dealt with. I dealt with that as soon as I woke up in the morning because I wasn't at y'all's party. I was in my room working on music, doing whatever. Like I was not. And I actually got in trouble for that. I got think I got blamed for a lot of what happened because I wasn't there watching y'all, but that wasn't my job. So,
I've never, Lewis, I appreciate you, brother. I've never spoken to Lewis a day in my life. Never. But for him to say that guy was not the assistant to this guy, he was not the assistant. This man is saying he was the one.
They're talking about Kevin Wesley again, you guys. Let's see here. Let's look at the title. It says Royce Reed, Kevin Wesley, Dwight Howard, mushrooms, freak offs. So if you remember in Royce's and the video clip she's been doing telling about her history with Dwight Howard, she said that during the quarantine time in 2020, Dwight Howard called her and his other baby mamas, and he tried to get them all to come quarantine with him, so that because he was so afraid of them getting sick and being out there, I guess, without him, and he can't reach his children and his baby mamas. So he asked them all to come and stay with him. And I believe Roy said she did, and another baby mama came and stayed with him. And then baby mama number 5 had just passed away. So she said that she went because she thought Dwight was, he had done changed a new leaf. And she was trying to, put up her surrender flag because Dwight Howard kept her back and forth in and out of court. And so most of the money she had to go towards attorney fees, battling Dwight in court. So while she was there during quarantine, she was living in the guest house, I assume, because she said she came out of the guest house, went into the main house, and that's when she saw all the rugs on the table, and her son was actually upstairs in his room, balled up. And she asked him what was going on, and he just said, Daddy's acting real strange. Why is he treating me like that? And then the next morning, this guy here, I forgot his name, but they'll say it. This guy here did a recording on Instagram and was stating that on Instagram that Dwight Howard and Kevin Wesley were trying to set him up. And when he says set him up, he meant that they were trying to get him to perform some sexual acts, some sex acts with just men. And because that night, while they were all taking shrooms and the rugs that was there, this guy here says that he heard Dwight Howard, Kevin Wesley, and 2 other men in a room together sounding like they were all having sex. They were laughing, having a whole gay old time. And then Kevin Wesley, I guess that was the response that I just played from him. Maybe he was responding to it. How can you respond to that without, actually coming out and saying you are at least bisexual? I don't believe in bisexual, but so yeah, I just wanted to make sure I bring you all up to date on what's going on here and what they're talking about.
Running around. So Kevin, once again, I'm showing y'all Kevin Wesley is a liar. I'm showing y'all.
Oh, and so Kevin Wesley did a live. He had a live, and him and this guy here were going back and forth at it. And Kevin Wesley was saying that he could lie on him, and what is he going to do about it? But he chose not to lie on him. Why would you need to say that you could lie on someone? That sounds like, that says a lot about your character. But Kevin Wesley was saying that this guy here was not telling the truth about what happened. And he's saying, Kevin Wesley is saying that him and Dwight didn't try to have sex with this guy, and he's making this all up. So they were going back and forth on, I guess, Instagram or whatever, social media about that. So he got real angry. Him and Royce end up connecting, and while they were on the live, this guy here who Royce spoke about as the groundskeeper, he was in the chat, so he was included on the live stream here.
y'all. And the brother came out and said, yes, he's a snake. Nobody likes him.
Talking about Kevin
The
Wesley's
same
brother.
thing you were saying, like he told me, like him and I talked a lot, and he told me a lot about his history, like growing up and stuff. And if it is true what he went through when he was younger, he was pretty much always trying to survive. So like when you're in survival mode, you have to do everything for yourself. Like it doesn't matter what it is, you have to do what you have to survive. But once he got out of that survival mode, or to where he didn't have to be in that survival mode anymore, he's still stuck in it. So he's a narcissist because he's developed these habits of only doing things for himself, right? But he's got to a point to where he doesn't have to do that, but he still has those habits, which therefore make him a narcissist now, because everything he does is for himself. Wow. So I'm not speaking too much on people. Like it's a lot I can say, but
brother,
I could write a book.
Well, you remember that day? You remember that day when I called you and I was telling you what was going on, and we started running around picking up all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember. And we could really write a couple books about that year. That year was crazy. It was crazy things going on that property.
Okay.
It was some.
So this didn't start with me. This didn't start with me. I just so happened to speak my truth from what happened, what I felt happened to me at that house that night, and I wasn't going for it, right? I didn't know. So you saying there's some other stuff that done went on, but guess what? The other baby mama told me it was some other stuff going on too, right? The one that's quiet. She told me a bunch of other stuff was going on and she couldn't stand.
Not Tiffany, Lewis. Not Tiffany.
No.
All right.
Not her. No, she couldn't stand Kevin Wesley's guts. She felt like he was, man, listen. Man.
I wish he would have said what.
I'm telling you, nobody liked him there. Nobody did. I used to walk past him. I used to feel his energy and literally walk past him and not say nothing to him because I felt his energy. Like I used to just walk right past him. I wouldn't say. He would say something to me. I'd keep walking, ignore him. But
he's gonna go out here and say we're all trying, we're all coming together.
Yeah, he's being set up.
We may be coming together. That is true, but we all have our separate stories, and I haven't spoke to him since I left there. And there's a lot that I want to say to him directly that I probably will before I decide to speak more in public. So we gonna bypass that on my part. But when you're talking about that night with shrooms, so I've never done shrooms. I microdosed one time, but that batch of shrooms that y'all did that night, especially for that being your first time, like everybody had a bad trip. Everybody had like the worst trip of their lives that night. So for that to be your first experience, I'm surprised you ain't kill yourself like that. Because the things they were saying, how scared they were from taking those shrooms that night. Like Kevin told me, he said he went in the bathroom and it looked like his face was peeling off and he could see his skeleton. And I'm like, and he was experienced. He said he was never going to do shrooms again, ever after that night. So for that being your first time, like, and I knew about the story, for the next couple of days after. We was trying to keep it out the news and everything. I felt for you because, bro, like, I thought you were tripping still in the morning. You were still tripping in the morning. Like, you were still high in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother and my family said, yo, when we saw your videos come, my little brother said, yo, the look in your eyes, I knew something happened. He said, I knew something was wrong. And then let me tell you what caught so many people's attention. It's because people knew how close me and that dude was and how much respect I had for him when I was rocking with him. So to wake up the next morning and see, yo, Callie done flipped on Kev. What? Not Callie. That Kev is his boy.
I think we're losing a few people. They're getting confused because they're talking about nothing about it being a freak off. I know, Lewis, you don't want to talk about this, but Callie, you did mention part of that earlier in the story. So anyone coming in here, you're probably...
So his name is Callie. Okay. And in the story that Royce did, she talked about Callie being Dwight Howard's best friend.
really late, you missed that part. You missed the moaning and the offering of fruit.
Yeah, it was a lot. Man, listen, I just told y'all what I heard. I heard the basketball player. I heard him in there with some men.
Why are you laughing?
Well, he called him the basketball player.
I told you I heard him in there with some men.
He heard them. He heard Dwight in there with men.
I told you I heard a girl moaning at first, right? I told you, you got to go listen to the story. I told you there was a girl, one girl, that was there with Kevin Wesley. One girl that was there with Kevin Wesley. I heard her moaning in that living room at one point. After that, I didn't hear the girl no more. It was just dudes in there. That's it. It was just dudes. It was Kevin Wesley, Superman, and two other dudes. Some dark-skinned, bald-head dude and the light-skinned tattoo dude. That's who was in that living room.
Yeah.
That's all I heard. And then when I didn't hear.
Why is Royce looking like that? I'm just curious. I want to know, who is this light-skinned dude that was in the room, sounding like they were having SCX, and they had a lot of tattoos. Is this a celebrity? It's making me feel like, is it Drake? Drake? No. I'm playing. No, I'm not. I'm really not.
Hear the girl no more. It went quiet for a while. Kevin would come in. He would come in and be like, "You all right, man? You all right? I'm good.
And this makes me think about, how these so-called undercover guys, they always have women there as props, pretty much, because they're not really interested in the woman. They're interested in the man, because that's two different types of partying there. When you partying with the woman, and I'm saying partying meaning having intercourse. Okay, when you're having intercourse with a man versus a woman, there's a preference there, in my opinion. And to me, if it's a guy who's having intercourse with a man and a woman, his preference is probably the man, not the woman. I mean, think about it. All gay, bisexual men, they pretty much prefer the man, but they'll deal with a woman or play around with a woman. So, which is weird to me, because how you switching it up like that? But I don't know, child. I don't know.
He would go back in there with them, with the dudes. And then them niggas get to giggling and laughing. And then I started hearing like the little chitter chatters. Then I heard Superman start. I know what that nigga sound like. I started hearing Superman moan like he was being pleasured, or somebody was, whatever. It was sexual.
I grew up always on the bigger side as a kid. I was always slightly thicker.
Do you remember who the girl was that peed in the seat?
Me?
Yeah, do you?
No, I wasn't there for that.
No. I mean, I know it was a few people that peed at different times. At several of the different parties, like, people had got so wasted they was peeing on chairs, and I think one girl took a shit on like a chair or something. Like, it was crazy. Like, I didn't deal with none of that. I do know one of the girls that peed. I'm not gonna say her name, but yeah, I do know one of them.
Okay. I know they had to like clean it. They moved it outside. Remember?
I think we threw the chair away, so I don't even think we kept the chair.
It was moved outside, and then
Can I ask you the phone policy? Were we not supposed to have our phones in there?
Well, even before I worked there, they tried to like at parties and stuff. They tried to like take people's phones, but they weren't really tripping too much like that. Like, you allowed to have your phones. They just didn't want you like recording and filming all type of things. But yeah, you like, for the most part, I never, like, I was in charge of getting everyone to sign NDAs when they came to that. Was one of my jobs, to make everybody sign an NDA. And I never took any phones. I never even told people not to record. But yeah, you should have been able to keep your phone.
No, and so my phone, I was told we're not supposed to have our phone because he didn't want anybody to be seen in any kind of weird state of mind. And you're talking about people using the bathroom in the chairs and stuff. So, and people being embarrassed about doing some of these things. So I could understand, I would be able to understand that, right? If we're not supposed to be having our phones. Now, this guy had his phone and he secretly filmed me on them stairs in an altered state of mind. That's snake behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you had a plan to embarrass me, dude.
So he's talking about Kevin Wesley. So he's Callie is saying that he believes Kevin Wesley was trying to set him up. Pretty much, that's what you call it. But he says that Kevin Wesley was recording him, and he believes that Kevin Wesley was trying to like catch him on camera with the guy. So that sounds like some Diddy type mess right there to me. But he's not being real specific about it. But actually, Royce kind of told the story. But this is all alleged, you guys. It's my opinion. And we're listening to the people who were actually at the party tell their side. So this is all entertainment for entertainment purposes here and all alleged.
For whatever reason. You feel what I'm saying?
Let's pause real quick. Lewis, did I sign an NDA?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I know that they weren't valid. They weren't valid. They weren't valid. None of the NDAs were valid, so it doesn't.
And Lewis, before you, it was a girl that used to make everybody. You remember? It was a girl.
Yeah, her and her mother, I think, were the property manager.
Her and her mother.
Right before I got there, and those are the same ones that got me to I went to a party like a couple months before that, and they were in charge, and they were trying to take everybody's phone, but then they ended up giving them back to us or whatever. But.
Yeah, and he fired her. I remember when he fired her.
Yeah,
he fired her, and I remember she was mad.
No, everyone did not sign NDAs.
No, I didn't sign one.
That's what I'm saying. Not everyone signed NDAs. I did not sign one. Callie did not sign one. Exactly.
Well, when you sign an NDA, both parties have to sign it for it to be.
So I feel like while they're saying that no one signed NDAs, and then the guy here, it sounded like Royce called him the groundskeeper, but it sounded like he was pretty much like a manager of some sort that was pretty much making sure everything was taken care of in the house or on the grounds of the house. But for Royce to say that people, no one had to sign an NDA, and then that guy is verifying that if they did sign an NDA, it wasn't valid because the other party didn't sign. It makes me feel like some other people can come out and pretty much tell their story if they were at that party. So, I'm saying all this because it may be a case that it may be a fact that some other people from that night, if they remember whatever, will come out and say what they know to be true from that night. I'm sorry, little bug. Yeah, almost ran over my baby.
Valid. So I probably initiated over 300 signings of NDAs that year, and none of them were valid because the other party didn't sign them. So they were irrelevant anyway. So whether you signed it or not, if the other party doesn't sign, then it doesn't matter. It's not a contract unless both parties sign.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
It might be some more people that come out and start
talking. There might be some more people that start speaking up, right? Right.
And people are asking, why am I doing this now? Is it, y'all, for 20 fucking years I have dealt with this man. Are you kidding me? I've dealt with this man harassing me, threatening me, telling me if I ever come to Atlanta, he got something for me. And y'all really asking me why the fuck I'm doing this? Man, get the fuck off my life. I ain't got time for that.
Nah, man, you got it, man. Take your time and speak your truth, man. You got to understand, man. I've been telling this story with Superman's lover for almost 6 years. And because I don't be on social media like that because I don't have a platform. This guy has been attacking me. He's been attacking my family. He's been attacking Royce, Kevin Wesley. What? Kevin Wesley has permission to actually disrespect Superman's baby mamas. If any of them come out,
the thing is too, like, and I want people to understand too, it is not about exposing like his lifestyle. Like, to each their own.
Right.
But the issue is how much he is trying to destroy us because we didn't agree with it and because we didn't jump on board.
Facts.
That's why this is happening, because we didn't join the team.
Facts.
And I'm only on here, I don't have anything to say about Superman, but I jumped on here because of Kevin. You know, I got a lot, Kevin did a lot of harm that whole year I was there. So that's why I jumped on this. I don't got...
And this is Nyla chatting here. She's chatting because she was actually on the live.
Nothing to say about Superman, about his life, his private life, but anything has to do with...
Lewis, he's going to say you're jealous of him. He's going to say big Wesley guy. Superman's assistant. All right? This is what I've been trying to tell people about this Kevin Wesley guy. Everybody can't be wrong about this guy.
No, not at all.
His whole family is on this internet getting drugged. His whole family.
When you came out with those videos after that incident took place, I watched those. I watched those back then.
Yep.
Like in those days afterwards, and everything you were saying, I'm like, I've been thinking these things for months, right? The same exact things about him being a narcissist, being a snake, and then like someone who knew him for all this time came out. So that was like validation. I'm like, wow, like his own friends are saying the exact same thing that I'm thinking, or that I see right here, right? So, I mean, I've never spoken to you, but I did watch those videos back then. Everything you're saying is the truth. Like, it's the truth. It's all fraud. It's all fraud.
It's all
fraud.
This guy puts on a whole fake persona as this life coach, this elevated leader, this so-called guru, self-proclaimed guru, but his life is in shambles. And the point I'm trying to use, you hit it on the head, Lewis. This guy has hurt a lot of people, and that's why I stand on his neck like I do. That's why I don't let up off his neck, because I'm standing on his neck for the people, the community that he's taken from. He's scammed. He's hurt. Yes, we had our own personal...
Have a bad roof? If your roof is old, damaged, or leaking, you can get a new roof free with...
Now, in case y'all are confused about why Callie is so passionate about this, apparently...
Look at this guy, you guys, and that's Nyla speaking. Peace out to Nyla. Hold on. Again, I'm watching this from her channel, but look at this dude, you know, and I'm it just eats me up because when I see these pretty men like that, and he is a pretty guy, he's nice looking, but look at him. This isn't for a woman, you guys. We don't need to see him all in the nude like that, okay? We don't, for him to be attractive to us. This is for men. This is for other men here when these guys come on here with their pretty eyelashes. Look how pretty his eyelashes are, and showing all his chest and all. Women don't even need to see that. And I'm confused about the sweater, because with this little piece right here is giving a woman's sweater. But for them shoulders to be put up in there, it must be a male's on. But you know how they make a lot of these clothes to not have a gender. But look at this. Come on. Not to put anyone out about their sexuality, to each his own, like who cares? But when you're out here acting like you're one thing and you're not, that's where the problem comes at for me. Okay, and this is my channel, so I'm gonna talk about it, you know. But this guy right here, when I see something all pretty like this, I don't know why it's giving me Tyler Perry. It's giving me the cast of Tyler Perry's TV shows, movies, and everything. He could definitely play a part in there. And speaking of Tyler Perry, Royce did say that Dwight Howard told her that he knew Tyler Perry and he can get her in some movies, and that never happened because Tyler Perry probably like Dwight Howard, the only one who can get it. This is alleged.
They were friends, some shit went down, and it appears that Kevin may have, quote unquote, tried him, if you know what I mean. So I hear that Kevin is responding. I'm going to go over there and get into that mess too, but he's apparently upset because Kevin tried him. So just in case you guys wanted to know where the passion comes from. And again, Callie obviously was there, so he has more insight than most of us.
No personal issue, but brother, you took from the people, bro. I stand up for the people, bro. You are out here scamming the people. You out here shaking the cup with them. You're so bad to the point that people are making videos about you. You, Kevin Wesley, you were the creator behind that fake cheesecake factory skit. And people were calling you out because you're making these skits to disrespect black women. You're doing this to people. And
I'm glad he brought that up because I'm telling you, you guys. So last night I was watching Netflix, and it's this Tyler Perry show on there called Beauty in Black. And on that show, it's a Tyler Perry production. So you already know beautiful men and a lot of, is that heterosexual? A lot of gay interaction on there. Lots. More than just regular men and women, which makes me feel like, Tyler Perry is interested in men, so that's probably why he shows so much male on male interactions in a lot of his movies and TV shows that he has, because he probably want to see what he likes. If I was a producer, I would probably do the same thing, have a whole bunch of beautiful men on there for people to see these beautiful men. But I'm saying all that to say, with some of these men, and it makes me feel like they have something against women. And I'm saying that because I had a gay friend once upon a time. One, that was all it took for me. One gay friend. And that guy, he used to, it was like he was secretly comparing himself to me or competing with me, even though he couldn't. But secretly in his mind, I felt like he was. And it took me a while to get there because people told me that, I don't trust him. He seems weird. Be careful for him. And I was like, no, he cool. That's my bud. That's my dog. We worked together. At the time, I didn't have a car. We rode the train together because we lived across the street from each other and we were grown. But anytime I said that I was doing this, he would always be like, oh, yeah, I did that, or I'm doing this. And then he started showing me, he started telling me when he would meet these guys online and they would come to his house, he would send me a message or give me a call and be like, oh, look outside. My man about to pull up, or this guy about to pull up. And it would be so many different guys. So I guess he was on like a hookup site or something. And at the time, he was telling me that he was meeting guys. So I'm just thinking, he's meeting them. But, after they would leave, he would always say that they would have intercourse. And I'm like, wow, dang, y'all, you just have sex with everybody? Like, I had my little whole phase. I was a lot younger, a whole lot younger. Probably, I was younger. I ain't gonna say no age. I don't want to bring up nothing. And then, anyway. But yeah, so at this point, we were in our late 20s, late 20s, early 30s. And this guy, he will always, who I thought was my friend, until one thing happened. So his aunt that lived next door to him, she approached me and said that, he was messing with all these men, and, she didn't like that. And I was like, well, I understand, because that is, that can be creepy, having so many different guys, coming to the house, and then you're saying you're having sex with all these different men. But they have, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of times the guys, they have a lot of different I got a message. But they have a lot of different sex partners. They have relations with a lot of different people. And, I was saying how I was talking to this guy, and I had just broke up with someone, and then I was talking to this guy, and, we were pretty much like, I don't know, I felt like we were getting close. But then that's when my so-called friend started telling me about all these men that he was, meeting, and then they were coming to his house. And then it seemed like, to me, after a while, I caught on to what everyone else was saying. And I was like, it do seem like he's kind of competing with me. But one day he said, he said, you know, I could pull a guy, I can get straight men. And I was like, you can get straight men? That didn't sit well with me. He was like, yeah, I can get straight men. And I was like, well, if they mess with you, they wouldn't be straight, right? And he was like, well, yeah, they are, because they consider themselves straight, which means they're like down low. And I was like, but okay, but that still wouldn't make them a straight man. Wouldn't they be gay, considered gay? And he was like, no. And so that kind of pissed me off. It really did. It didn't sit well with me, because I don't know, I guess I'm hearing from other people, they're like, be careful of him, watch out for him, and stuff like that. And then, every time I say something exciting, he has 2 or 3 stories to like top that one story. And yeah, so ever since that point, I felt like, okay, do gay men try to compete with women? And then now you see a whole lot of it. Like the transgenders, some of them, they really feel like they're women. And they really feel like they compete with a real woman. And it's like, now that's craziness. That's insanity. Because you're not competing with me if he likes men. Like, I'm not a man. So how you gonna compete with me if he really likes men? I don't get it. I don't know. But I do realize that a lot of gay guys, transgenders, or whatever, bisexual men, or just regular gay men, a lot of them compete with women. So when I see women that have friends that are gay, I'm just like, I wouldn't be in a friendship like that, because one, I already know that's on a whole nother level. They have a competition in their head, the majority of them, against the woman. It's like an anger or something. So when I was watching the TV show Beauty in Black last night, I felt that I was sensing that again, because in there, Tyler Perry was showing mostly men on men interaction. And then the women were like hateful and conniving. And I was just like, and just whores. Like, I'm like, where is a good example of a good black woman? It just wasn't in that show. And it just made me really feel like, there was a hatred there against the black woman, because the men pretty much, I don't know. I just felt like it was a hatred there when it comes to the woman. So I'm not sure who hurt Tyler Perry or what, because most of his movies and stuff have some type of gay interaction in it. Probably more for his pleasure than the audience. But anyway, I was just bringing that up because it needs to be talked about. It really does. especially since we see so many friendships with a woman, a real woman, natural born woman, and like a gay man, gay, bisexual, transgender, whatever. And yeah, I just be like, better watch out. And you know what? I told my daughter that. I told one of my daughters that she had a gay friend, and she thought that was her bestie. And I was like, baby, just watch out, be careful, because you never know. And she had to find out the hard way. I'm not even going to tell that story. But yeah, it turned out the guy was really like competing with her. Every time she would say she doing something, just telling her truth, And then at the time, we were going through a lot because my husband had just passed away, and me and my husband didn't have children together. I had all my children before I met him, but once he came around, he pretty much was stepdad, okay? And so when he passed away, we ended up getting a dog, and then we ended up getting Prince, and then that friend of hers, he was like, oh well, that's not, he's not gonna be small, he's not gonna be a teacup. And it was like, what? And she was just like, Mom, he's just acting weird. And we were going through a hard time, and instead of being supportive, he was trying to be combative. And then he ended up getting a dog, and I think it wasn't a full bred dog or whatever, but he was feeling some type of way because she actually got a Yorkie. But yeah, that competition, you guys, when I see male and females, females with those gay guys, I be like, child, all right, y'all gonna learn the hard way.
He was not the originator of that skit. Like, he did that skit afterwards. It was like a copycat skit. That was not his skit.
Okay, hold on, Louis. All right, so I didn't even know that. He told us he was the creator of it, right?
No, that skit came out and got popular. It got real popular. It was trending, and then it was a lot of copycats doing the exact same. He did it probably weeks, months after it came out. Like,
now check this out. He also took on his page, on his YouTube channel. You can go find the skit where he's reenacting about the stepfather and the marriage. The daughter wanted to. It's something about a stepfather and a marriage or something. That's not his skit either. So he's out here stealing people's content. He got the guy who originally made that story up was on Facebook. He got demonetized on Facebook for stealing that man's skits. And then the guy came out and told, this is my skit. You taking my content. This dude still took that skit over to YouTube. It's on his channel right now as we speak. That's how disrespectful this Kevin Wesley dude is. That's how disrespectful. You're taking another content creator's work and claiming it as your own to go viral with. You're sick. You're a whole snake, dude. But I appreciate you, Louis. Like, I've never spoken.
And I appreciate you, Nyla, because I'm not stealing your footage. It's actually not your footage, but it is on your channel. But I really do appreciate you. And I just wanted to, put that in there and make it clear. Not that you would even ever see this video that I'm doing, because I don't even have that many subscribers. I'm not that big on YouTube, but I did want to make sure it's known. Hey, I ain't got no problem with no YouTuber, and I did put you out there and acknowledge that this is from your channel, and I hope other YouTubers watch your videos, because you do have some great videos. So I just wanted to kind of plug that in there since we were talking about it.
Spoken to Royce or Louis. Never.
So we're basically dealing with two devils that lie and are giving the world worse than hell.
And that's why Superman and Kevin Wesley get along so weird. Because somewhere in there, Kevin Wesley's hands are dirty too. I don't care what nobody. These people don't allow you to be around them, and your hands not dirty. You gotta get your hands dirty too to be around these people, be in these little circles, or they're not gonna. And I felt like too, that was another reason I kept coming around to that house. and they didn't know what they could do and what they couldn't do around me. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if I can really be myself, because I'm gonna keep it real. I never seen Superman do nothing suspect in my presence. in my presence.
Me either.
I never.
I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of models, a lot of fine women in that house. And I met a lot of fine women in that house. Like, whatever he does, that's on him. But I'm telling you what I've seen in that.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Minimum payment.
Bro, it was fine women all throughout that house that whole year.
But he was engaged.
What's that?
He was engaged.
All right. Well, then I didn't see anything.
You know what? Sorry, when he didn't see anything.
Listen, man, and I'm going to say the same thing I said on my line. If anything should happen to myself, Royce, Lewis, Tiffany, anybody coming out and speak, y'all know where to start y'all investigations at.
Mm-hmm.
Because these are powerful people. Like, this guy's powerful with money. His boyfriend, like, I don't know what him and K. Diddy Kitty's little relationship is now.
K. Diddy Kitty.
I'm telling y'all, K. Diddy Kitty is he's a dirty dude, man. He's a dirty dude. When a person will sell their soul and they don't even have a loyalty to themselves. They're not even loyal to them. That's a dangerous person. And that's Kevin Wesley.
It's loyal to money and loyal to fame. That's one of the biggest lessons I learned there that year was you know people would do anything for money, but you don't realize the extent people wake up. Yep. And every action that they make throughout the day is literally with the intent to either get closer to someone in power or to get money from somebody in power. Like, I saw it day in and day out, and I was shocked because I don't care about money that much. And if I do, it's to survive. It's just, to look good. But most of my actions throughout the day are not with a clear intent on just money. So when you see people like that, and I was around people like that day in and day out, it wasn't just him. It was a lot of people that came through there that was trying to get in that inner circle. Like, that's the main thing, is to get in that inner circle. Because if you're in the inner circle, now you can, whisper in their ear, and you can try and get some benefits in some type of way. And so that's what all that was about. Him being in the room all the time, being close. Is that if you close, then you have some input, and that's how you're able to talk about people and whisper things in their ear and get them to start thinking about this and things that's not even true. So that happened a lot there. He was good at that. And I'm telling you, this was my...
Pause. Let's give another correction. Because now they're trying to say, oh, Callie, now you're admitting that nothing LGBTQ-ish was happening. You're just admitting that you didn't see anything. You definitely have always said you didn't see anything, but you heard.
Wait a second. So what I'm saying is, before that night, me coming over there multiple times, I've been over there with my family. I've never seen him do anything rainbowish. Never. But that night, yes, I still didn't see him that night. I heard him that night.
I just wanted to clarify, because people like to make a play on words. And I'm like, let's just clarify before people take something and try and run with it.
So I'm saying the multiple times I have been over there with my family, because I was always there with my family. Never over there by myself. I've never seen him do anything out the way, rainbowish. Right. But that night, I still didn't see him do anything, but I heard him in the next room. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was saying. Yeah, they looking for anything. They looking for anything. Like, it is what it is. I mean, it's to be expected. It's good, evil. We live in a world of good, evil. We live in a world of who cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining, man. So,
right.
I mean,
y'all, I talked about the pastor in another live. I also talked about it in my parts. So I'm not going to talk about that.
They've asked multiple times to redirect, but I don't know what they want to redirect you towards. I don't know what they want you to speak on.
What else are they trying to ask? What are they talking about?
Might be specific with the redirect. Maybe, I don't know.
Who is Callie? What's his relationship to all this? That mean that you just got here. Because, I mean, do you want to say what your part in this is in a nutshell?
So
Because I think, like, at this point, it's about time to get off anyway. But
yeah, I'm cool. We were Superman and I had a mutual friend in this guy named Kevin Wesley. And I came to a party and felt tried at a party, and I'm a mutual friend, to one of Superman's friends.
And this is the guy who I was talking about when I was walking my dog. I heard cursing out Kevin, and which is the guru that I talk about, and how he was threatening to shoot him and come and shoot up the whole house. Yeah. Lewis is who I was calling the groundskeeper, and he was around that day because he saw the live and also everything that was going on. When I was running around picking up paraphernalia and I was saying I was with the groundskeeper, I was with Lewis. Yeah. So we're talking about filling up the holes from that night. And while I was even asleep to when I even went back into my room up until when I'm walking my dog. All those holes have been filled. I highly, highly suggest that you go to Callie's YouTube page and look at his past live because he really goes through that entire time frame, piece by piece. I don't know how y'all be on live for all them hours. That's crazy. But
man, you get to talking, man.
I know, I get it, but he really goes into detail about what was happening, and even when he saw me, we kind of address that now, and me not realizing that was him until like further on. It really just fills up the holes of what I was seeing from my perspective, and then what was actually going on, and then the rest of what went on that night, and even the police coming across the front of the gate, and Lewis seeing them, and he wouldn't let them in the gate. So yeah.
That's strange. Bro, that's something strange. Like, if a police comes to your house, they coming in. But one thing I realized, like, when you have money like that, like, they'll come to the gate, 3 or 4 of them, sit there and tell you to open up. If you don't open up, they just gonna turn around and leave. They just turn around and left. Yep. They're like, well, they won't. And that happened on multiple occasions. Like, police were called. We did not open the gate, and they just turned around and left. Happened multiple times.
Lewis, they said Kevin wants you to call him.
What?
They're in my chat saying that Lacey is on live telling Lewis that Kevin to call Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've definitely been wanting to speak to him for a long time because I got a lot to say to him.
Well, check this out. I'm about to jump off, right? And I'm gonna talk to my people over here on my YouTube, because we've been at this. Y'all want to come over there if y'all like. But they over here asking me questions and stuff, and I ain't really had a chance to talk to them. But I appreciate you, Royce. Man, Lewis, I really appreciate you because you filled in some. Look, my chat was over here like, so he wasn't assisting her. Yeah, so I appreciate you, Lewis, man, because you definitely just filled in some holes. He told us he was the assistant around that boy. You're saying the same thing his girlfriend at that time said, that he was just there. So you're basically showing that this guy had a lot of power in that house to not have a job at that house. Mm-hmm. So what were you doing to get that much power over this guy's family?
He didn't have power as far as he didn't have power in the house. What he had was Dwight's or Superman's ear. He had his ear, right? So that's a personal thing. That had nothing to do with the workings of the property and everything that went on the property and everything that went on with guests on the property or anything. Like, he didn't have any say-so in that, or he had zero power when it came to anything that actually, any decisions that were made on the property, but he had a personal ear as a friend, right? Like, so if they were friends, he may have confided in Kevin or, you know, listened to him. But as far as like power on the property, he couldn't tell nobody on the property to do anything. Nobody, not against.
He just go tattletale on y'all.
Right. So he didn't have a job.
He didn't have a job. He did not work. He did not work there.
He didn't have a job, but he could go tattletale. Like he tattletale on everybody. I got you. Nah, that makes sense.
Oh, I had people that were in the room with him when he was telling on me come back to me and tell me the things that he said about me that were all not true. But I knew from pretty much a couple months after I got there to watch out for him. That's why I said I used to just walk past him like I didn't even know who he was.
But Louis, I want him. Remember?
Oh. That's a whole nother. I don't know if y'all talked about that before I got on here.
I don't think we really addressed it yet, but maybe a little bit. But yeah.
And you know, you and I had a lot of conversations about that right when it happened. So
yeah.
That'll be another day.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Louis. Well, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I'm about to jump over here, holler at my people, man. But Royce, we'll talk, man. Thanks a lot, Louis. I appreciate you, brother. I'm about to jump off, y'all.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Louis.
Yeah, you guys. So, yeah, I didn't know how close Kevin Wesley and Dwight Howard were. Okay. I didn't know they were that close because Royce said, she mentioned that Kevin Wesley was there, but she didn't go into details really. And so, yeah, but to hear about this so-called guru, Kevin Wesley and Dwight Howard just makes me, wonder about the relationship between them two as everybody else was like, they was kind of concerned as well. They have their opinions and that's their friends or they know them personally and have been around them. So I just thought that was very interesting that here we go with another so-called guru around a basketball celebrity and giving them advice and in their ear. As Louis was saying, Louis, aka the groundsman, if you listen to the Royce Reed interviews. But yeah. I wonder how, I'm just so curious to find out how these so-called gurus, how they get so close to these celebrities. Like, Dwight Howard is this basketball professional, and Kevin Wesley is, somebody did say, I forgot who, I think it was Nyla, who mentioned that he was involved in a church. So maybe it could have came from there. It could have been some type of interaction Dwight Howard had in the church, and then I don't know. I don't know how these people get so connected with these celebrities. I mean, it kind of makes sense if, Dwight Howard is into guys. Of course, he's going to be into, all the guys that he's attracted to. So that would make sense. That's the only thing that would make sense for me when it comes to them two. But Brother Polite and Meta World Peace, that's interesting because Meta World Peace, he's known to be very, very out there, I guess outspoken. But so I don't know how someone like him, because I used to say, how did he get attached to Brother Polite? Because I don't know, being this fake guru, coming from New York, being in a polygamy relationship, maybe they kind of attach themselves to them because they want to have certain types of friends or something. I don't know. Or it could be that, they saw something they liked, so of course they just kept them around because, they're a good friend. Okay. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna end this live. I didn't mean to make it this long, but I definitely want to go into details about these gurus, these fake gurus, and these NBA players. Yeah. And I'm trying to think who. So Mega World Peace was, his guru was Brother Polite. Kevin Wesley is Dwight Howard's guru or girlfriend. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Allegedly. Okay. Oh, we didn't get into the. Okay, real quick. We got to hear the response. Real quick. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean to make this so long. I hope you guys watch.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. So let me hear. Let's play. You know what? I'm gonna make it a separate live so that way y'all, it'll be time stamped, you know, pretty much, so y'all could come back and listen to it. I know y'all got things to do. You know, I have things to do. I need to actually go to the store. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this live and I'm gonna get back on this Kevin Wesley's response and do a video for that. So I'll make that a part 2. So if you guys have some things to do, you need to go get some water, something to drink, get a snack, cook, or whatever, that video will be here very soon and we'll talk about it, okay? So yeah, I'll probably go to the store and come back, handle my business here because I'm pretty much done with work for today. Yeah, but yes, you guys, thank you so much for watching my live stream here. I hope you guys were entertained. Please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up for your girl, because I don't see no thumbs up on this live. Ugh, the nerve. Hey, Dwight, how are you? Happy New Year to you and your family. Yes, I hope the weather is being nice to you. Yes, how's your New Year going so far? But yes, you guys, so thank you for that thumbs up. I just asked for people to give me a thumbs up on here. But yeah, so I'll be back with the part 2 of this, which is I want to get into Kevin Wesley's response to Royce Reed and Callie and Lewis, to his response to all of them, what they are saying about him, because it seems like it's going to get messy and it looks a little lengthy. So I'll be back with that video, you guys. Hit that subscribe button. I'm excited to see you on my live. I'm like, where is Dwight? Where is Dwight? But yeah, come back. I'll have another one. I'll be back live real soon on here to finish up that part 2. I just need to handle a couple things, maybe take this dog out real quick, and I'll be back with another one, you guys. All right, stay safe. Love you guys. Okay, I do.